genuinely, like, I really care for him. And then, like, I'm not someone that can, like, just, that's it. So, yeah.
You're aware when she stayed at mine that she wanted to sleep with me and I said no, yeah?
One thing Love is Blind is going to do is it's going to show you the second options, you know, being inappropriate. The audacity for Sam to be that disrespectful about Nicole is his ego, that bruise that he has to say that. That was unnecessary, and I agree with Ben. He was out of order. He was out of order. And attached to say that she loves somebody's fiance doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. It's disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. Oh my God, I'm furious. I'm even more furious than Maria is. But anyway, I digress. Hey there. Thanks for stopping by. It's Valerie. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love is Blind UK, Season 1, Episode 8. Catherine. I'm going to try not to hammer onto this because, well, she seems happier now. I guess going home to meet, you know, Freddie's family helped. They are at Buckingham Palace, it seems. And she seemed to be in a good mood, which was good. Even when they were getting ready for the party, she seemed to be in a very good mood, and Freddie seemed a bit more comfortable. So hopefully they have turned the page and things will work for the better. You have Ollie. Ollie's still all over the place with Demi. Demi's, you know, is really trying to understand him. They were joking, they were kidding, and it was nice to see them relaxed. Somehow they've managed to ease in. I don't know whether it was the cameras and his ADHD sort of playing against him, but they seem to be in a very good space. Nicole and Benaiah had a chat. Because obviously Nicole still has the ring and the bracelet that Sam gave her, and she was trying to sort of be honorable and tell Benaiah that she wants to give them back to Sam. Benaiah felt some type of way because he knows how Sam really played with Nicole because of her vulnerability, and so he's concerned that Sam might take advantage and I think his worry is that Sam might try to lure Nicole back. That's his concern, I think. And so he's not really in the best of places. I think what Nicole should have done is she should have handed it to the producers. Yeah, I get where she's coming from to say, you know, their story will always be sort of intertwined with Sam, but I think she should have given it to the producers and just asked them to hand it back to him and say, I don't want to have any conversations, out of respect for her husband. You have a conversation between Maria and Tom. They really had a great time at Maria's place, but it seems Tom's mom is a bit reserved because she can't understand the experiment. She can't understand how people can have such a strong bond over such a shorter period of time. And it's like, it's really sad that, you know, some of the edits on these reality shows make families nervous because some couples actually do work. I watch a lot of dating shows. Married at First Sight, Jamie and Doug are still together. I think they're expecting another, if it's a set of twins or they're expecting another child. You have Brianna and Vincent are on their second child. And so some marriages do work. Bliss and Zach from Love is Blind. You have Cameron and Lauren. So some relationships do work if they manage to take themselves out of the experiment once the experiment ends, and they sort of close and sort of put blinders on and move away from the storyline that was created for them by the producers. So it's sad that his mom, apparently it seems she's really not keen to attend the wedding, and so she might have to meet, you know, Maria's family after the wedding because she's not sure whether this will work. And it's like, oh, please, just give it a chance. You could do worse. Maria's an amazing girl. I really love her. Anyway, all the couples meet up for a group mixer. And we know this happens on Love is Blind. They are now about to bring the mess because they're bringing the pod squad together. And when the pod squad comes together, there's going to be a lot of flirting. There's going to be a lot of inappropriate conversations, especially with people that were not chosen as first pick, who still want the person that turned them down for their first pick. So the rest of the pod squad arrive, and I'm disappointed. I really am disappointed in the sense that you get to see people arrive that were on the show, but we didn't get an opportunity to meet them because the producers had their favorites that they were aiming for. So we didn't get to see, you know, people like Aaron's storyline or who he connected with. As I said in episode 1, I wish Love is Blind would allow us to see all the couples talking, all the connections. I know it's way too many conversations to keep going, but just a snippet of everyone episode 1, episode 2. They need to extend this to about 20 episodes. That way we can get to see the initial phase, unless they don't want us to see what goes wrong, why people are cut. So anyway, the guys come in. Ollie is ecstatic to see them. The other guys are excited. You know, the girls are wondering, who's that? And then you have Charlotte arrive. I don't even remember the girl she arrived with, but Charlotte turned heads because she's stunning. She really is. You had the likes of Ollie sort of, after having declared that no one will ever turn his head, and suddenly with Charlotte his head is turning, and it's like, make it make sense. People like Freddie were excited. They were enticed by Charlotte. She did turn a couple of heads from the guys, and it's like, so you guys are only attracted to her physically, you're not attracted to her as a person, because in the pods you couldn't connect with her. If you couldn't connect with her in the pods, then it's time to move on. You don't need to pay her attention. You have Tasha arrive. So before Tasha came, you had Tom have a conversation with Benaiah, and you were saying, you know, they keep coming across hurdles with Maria, but the hurdles are not things that are very major that might sort of put them off, in the sense that apparently they went out for a meal, he paid. The next time they went out for a meal, she offered to pay, but then she turned around and said that in her culture, a guy pays for everything until after the marriage. And it makes sense, because the guy's trying to impress, so he's going to want to do anything and everything to impress the girl so that she can say yes. He said, you know, his mom would feel some type of way, and it's like, well, it depends on the couple. It has nothing to do with the mom. If she's making him pay for extravagant things, then it makes sense to be upset. But if it's a meal, what does he expect? He's taken her out for a meal, let him pay. If they can't afford to pay for a meal, go and cook at home and sit down. Benaiah obviously spoke about the fact that he's not looking forward to seeing Sam, and the guys were very encouraging. It wasn't just Tom. Everyone was just saying to Benaiah, if Sam comes, if you don't want to talk to him, don't talk to him. Don't talk to him. Don't force yourself to speak to him. Just walk away, and we'll support you. We'll be there for you. And suddenly Sam makes the grand entrance, and it's like, why? He's not even that good looking, because given his height and his facial features, you'd expect him to walk with his chest out and his head up high, but he's sort of bending his head, is sort of like in shame, and it's like, why? The fact that he said to Benaiah, I'll speak to you later, and Benaiah was like, you can speak to me now. I wish Benaiah had stood his ground and said, if you have anything to say to me, speak to me now. Because Benaiah was saying, I don't like drama. Nicole was saying she doesn't like drama. And the audacity to come and greet Benaiah and not Nicole shows you that his ego is bruised. His ego is bruised that Nicole broke up with him. Because why wouldn't he greet her? Why wouldn't he greet her? And you have Freddie blushing because, you know, he's complimenting Charlotte, and it's like, oh my God. You can see that Catherine feels some type of way, and it's like, well, now you've realized you're not the prize, love. He can, and he will find something better. Obviously, Catherine was complaining to the girls that apparently Freddie, he doesn't, you know, look at me with lust or passion. He's not manly around me. You know, he says I could walk around him naked and he wouldn't feel anything. And it's like, well, maybe you need to go back into the pods, and maybe you need to reconnect it through, you know, a wall, so that he is enticed by you. Maybe you being hypercritical and you constantly nitpicking has turned him off you. Just when you think this mess can't get any worse, the producer said, hold my beer. Because you now have Sam, you know, he's sort of moaning to Ollie that, when I went to greet Benaiah, he behaved some type of way towards me, and I don't understand. I've not done nothing wrong. All I've wanted was what was best for Nicole. So the idea that, you know, he's behaving that way with me has sort of upset me. And then Ollie's saying, well, maybe, Nicole has said something. And it's like, no, Nicole hasn't badmouthed Sam. It's actually Benaiah who can't stand Sam's guts. He can't stand him for the life of it. He would give anything just to get rid of Sam. And so when Nicole goes to the bathroom, or I think she said she was going to go to the bathroom because she was standing with Benaiah, because Benaiah is upset at the idea that the audacity of Sam to not even greet Nicole. How dare he? So Nicole then has a chat with Sam, because Sam runs towards her, and Sam was trying to embarrass her. He tried to make it seem like she was an SLUT, in the sense that he was saying, oh, I know you wanted us to be physical and I held back just because, I wanted to be respectful and I wanted to take my time. And it's like, no, you're not attracted to her. It wasn't you being respectful. It's just that you're not attracted to her. So you were looking for an excuse. That way you could continue to be on the show, because apparently he told her that he wanted to go through the experiment until the very end. So his goal was just to be on the show. It wasn't because he wanted to propose to someone and get married. He just wanted the idea of being on the show. So I give credit to Nicole for giving him back his bracelet and giving back his ring. And he was like, oh, I don't need them. What can I do with them? I don't need them. You can keep them. And it's like, no, take your rubbish and go with you. Take your rubbish. Nicole was I like the way she addressed that situation, because she didn't show any emotion. And when he tried to slut shame her, she sort of didn't address that at all. She just skirted around it and just said, I am someone who likes physical touch. That's one of my love languages. And it's a pity that we don't share the same love language. And it's like, what happened? Why don't we know what happened? Why didn't the producers make this play out? Is it Sam exaggerating something to try and make Nicole look bad? I don't get it. Anyway, I don't understand how Catherine is a mental health practitioner. She needs to see an MHP herself. She does need to see someone, because for her to be sort of aggrieved and sort of have a bone to pick about every single thing doesn't make sense. She was upset that, why is he giggling? She was upset that why is he praising Charlotte? Everything upset her. Every single thing about him upset her. So she eventually was talking to Sam and was busy flirting up a storm. And it's like, why? Even if you are not happy with your partner, why do you feel it's appropriate for you to embarrass him like that and flirt with somebody else? And for her to say, I don't mean to flirt, and then giggle, doesn't make sense to me. She knows exactly what she's doing. She doesn't like Freddie. She likes his pocket, but she doesn't like Freddie. And Freddie was actually telling Aaron that, she seems to like the flash lifestyle, and that's not me. And so I really don't know what to do. And it's like, oh my God. This is a mess. This is a really big mess, and I don't know how this is going to play out, because his family already don't like her or are on the fence with her. So them seeing this is just going to make things worse. It really is. You have Tom have a conversation with Tash. I personally don't think they have a connection, outside of the fact that they are from the same race or ethnic group. That's it. Nothing else, nothing. And so for Tash to start saying, oh, I really loved you, I really this, I give credit to Maria, because Maria initially wasn't interested, and she said, I am not really bothered. And I think somebody must have told her that, Tasha is trying to flirt with your man. She's saying things that are inappropriate, for her to tell him that I still love you, I still have feelings for you, I care about you, and whatever makes you happy is what I want. And it's like, nah. Every woman knows that that's her opening the door to him, to tell him that if you want to come back home, the door's open. That's more or less what she's saying to him. So for Maria to walk across the room and come and take her man, I was like, kudos to you, my girl. Don't allow somebody else to take your joy while you're standing there and watching. And you could tell Tom was surprised. He really didn't expect Maria to do anything. And so for her to come and drag him and say, oh, let's go and sit across the room. He didn't say anything. He didn't even hug, Tasha to say goodbye. He just followed this woman, and off they went to sit down. And I was like, yay! Oh my God, I didn't expect this side of Benaiah. I always saw him as a cutesy, easygoing, hippie young man. And so to see him, get upset and actually stand 10 toes deep with his chest out, I'm like, come on, Benaiah, I'm here for this. Because he was speaking to the camera in his confessional, saying, he feels some type of way about Sam, and he wishes he could tell him the truth. And I think he was very wise, in the sense that this will live till eternity. If he and Nicole eventually have a family, their family will still be able to see this. So whatever he says, he'll need to justify it. So I give him credit for going out and speaking his mind. And for Sam to be derogatory and sort of disrespectful and talk about, oh, do you know that when Nicole stayed at my house, she wanted to have sex with me? I give a lot of credits to Benaiah, because if that were me, I don't condone violence, but somebody was about to catch these paws. And for Benaiah to walk off and say, I don't like the fact that he's being disrespectful towards Nicole. Oh my God. he rose up the ranks on my favorites from this season. He really did, because it's unacceptable, irregardless of what happened between him and Nicole. Sam did not have the right to look into somebody's face and say, oh, your fiance actually wanted to sleep with me. Whether or not it was a hit it and quit it, or whether or not it was something that was going to be long term, he did not need to say that to Benaiah. I think he said it because his feelings were hurt, because he realized that Benaiah doesn't worship the ground he walks on. Regardless of how he looks, Benaiah is not intimidated, and this is why he blurted this out, in my opinion. Anyway, we then see the couples back in their apartments. We have Jasmine and Bobby. We barely saw anything of them. I don't know whether it's because they're drama-free at the moment. So that's good for them. You have Tom with Maria having a conversation, and sort of Tom revealed. I thought Tom was feeling some type of way. This is when the edits sort of give you a twist, because the editing made it seem like Tom was really interested in Tasha and he really wanted to explore that, or he wanted to revisit it. So for him to then stand there and tell Maria the truth, to say Tasha told me she loved me in a romantic sense and was expressing these romantic feelings, I didn't know what to do. I felt uncomfortable. Oh my God. I was like, oh, this is amazing. And you could tell Maria felt some type of way, because that's crossing the line. That is crossing the line. You can see that somebody's fiance is there and you're telling them that you have feelings for them. What does that mean? That means you don't value the relationship. That means you don't value the connection that he and his partner have, and you are interested in only yourself. And it's like, if he didn't choose you the first time, why would you push yourself on him? Let him chase you if he's that interested in you. If he's not, keep it moving. So Maria, I think, is going to have words with Tasha, and I can't wait to see that. I hope the producers arrange for it to happen, because she really needs to put this woman in her place. I think Tasha can't stand the idea that, Maria was able to win Tom over her. This, I think, is something that is grinding her nerves, and this is why she felt the need to say so, because she even said, he was better looking than what she expected. So I think the idea that this handsome guy with an amazing job, he's got his own home, how dare he not pick me? I think this is how Tasha felt, and this is why she felt the need to sort of express her feelings for him, hoping that she could turn his head, and sadly she wasn't able to. You have Benaiah having a conversation with Nicole, and it sort of lets Nicole know that, I spoke to Sam and I felt some type of way because he brought up stuff that he shouldn't have. He really did. And he actually said this in his confessional, that whether or not there was a sort of any intimacy or any attempts at intimacy, he didn't need to say that. And I'm like, kudos to Benaiah. That's the man that Nicole needs, someone who will love her and protect her. And it's very genuine, given the fact that Sam was saying, oh, you're an actor, you deserve to be in Hollywood. And it's like, please sit down and keep quiet. We're really not buying it. You are the one who's an actor, and I hope I don't get to eat my words, but hey, it is what it is. So family meetups continue, and you have Sabrina. Obviously, she's gone to Ireland with Stephen, and they get to meet her sister, her mother, and her friend. And obviously, all the women are skeptical because they don't know whether this guy is there for the right reasons. Is he really serious about getting married to their daughter? Or is he just there just to be on TV? And so he talks about the fact that he's got it sounds like he's a franchisee in his business. So he's got a business, and then he goes about selling franchises to people around the UK. So he said his job is very flexible. So he can sort of spend part of his time in Ireland. He can spend some of his time in London. And what do I think? I think on paper they look good. I agree with the sister saying that, they're too good to be true. I wish they had discussed the issue, the elephant in the room. I keep bringing this up about the two of them. I wish they had discussed the topic of kids with her family to sort of hear what the family's opinion about that is. So I like the fact that Stephen got a chance to sort of speak to Sabrina's mom and sort of try and convince her that he's there for the right reasons. She is skeptical, but she's on board. Do I think it's a good idea? Yeah, but I also think they should have had a conversation about the children. This is a hot topic for me. I know this is a big deal and a lot of people are split up over this, so I wish they'd had that conversation. You have Demi take Ollie to meet her family, and he actually did very well. I personally don't know what's happened to Demi and Ollie, because they've turned a new leaf and they seem so compatible. They seem so PDA, so in tune with one another. I don't know whether they just needed time to come back and be away from everybody else, because they documented most of their scenes alone on camera. So I don't know whether that gave them enough time to be comfortable to be on camera. But her dad was very skeptical at first, and then, you know, Ollie said, you know, I've got 4 sisters, so I have seen what they go through, and I've seen how my dad is very protective of them, and I want you to know that I'm going to protect her. And it's like, he's saying all the right things, and I hope he's really turned a new leaf. He doesn't seem to be that into Catherine anymore, or we didn't see him follow after Catherine during the, you know, group meetup. I don't know whether he's decided to focus on the woman in his life for now, to see if he can make that work. Yeah, they did play oh my god, what's that? Oh my god, oh god, I've even forgotten the name of the sport. What is it called? Bowling. Oh, they did play bowling, and he did very well. The family seemed to struggle. I don't know whether it was them trying to make him feel good, but it was really cute to see, and it was really cute to see how relaxed Demi was around, you know, not only just Ollie, but her family as well. So that was really nice. I like the fact that her father more or less gave the blessing, because he seemed happy, and he seems to think that, you know, Ollie's going to look after his daughter. I really hope so. I really hope so, because I struggle with whether he really finds her attractive. I hate this when people always say this, but at least he's showing PDA. So I would like to assume that they've done something, and that has made him very comfortable to realize that, you know, she is the one for him. You then have Catherine sit down for a conversation with Freddie. It's about time. And I give credit to Freddie for being serious during this conversation, because they spoke about the fact that she's very snappy, and it's like, oh my god, is she even worse than what we've seen? How bad is it that they have to bring it up on camera? She said she's working on it. She wants to do better. I said it before, I'll say it again. It's the bag. It's the bag. That's why she wants to sort of make things better, or she wants to be, you know, accepted, because she said, you know, I'm adopted, and maybe that has made me the way I am. I get it that she might be defensive and very protective, you know, but still at the same time, as Freddie said, you know, you can't expect to change it in a few weeks, because what's going to happen is after the wedding, you're going to revert back to yourself. And he was more or less implying it would be too late for him to change his mind, because they all have already signed on the dotted line. He brought up the topic of the prenup. Do I think he should have? Yes. Yes, I know with Married at First Sight, they get them to sign prenups before they get married, whereby whatever you bring into the marriage, you take with you when you leave. And I don't know whether Love is Blind does the same, that they give them a period of time that if you remain married for so long, you can keep your assets. But after that time, then, you know, it's up to you how you decide to split your shares. And so I don't get why she was upset. I really don't. For her to say, oh, if you don't want to get married, just say you don't want to get married. Well, it seems she doesn't have a job, as he implied by saying, you know, I know you need to get a job. Yeah, if she doesn't have a job, then he needs to buckle it down and get her to sign a prenup. He really does, because at the end of the day, it could be the reason why she's come to the experiment. And I don't understand how she cannot have a job when there are loads of jobs going for nurses. But anyway, I don't know. We'll see how it ends. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 7. Bye guys.